British soil. You must leave immediately or you will be arrested.
Piss off! This is Ireland!
Did he say piss off?
I think so, sir. Yes.
Arrest him.
We're on the road to God knows where. Sharing the one road.
It's the finest shot I've ever hit in my life. Over the leg, edge of the green.
That's you replaced in the reshuffle.
Well, that's what I thought, Harriet. I truly did.
What did the Taoiseach say?
Oh, he shook my hand and called me Tiger. He still does. Hey.
Right.
Excuse me, Harriet.
Yes, I have to go too. Do excuse me.
Perhaps it's your diplomatic training, but I've got to compliment you. You're the first woman I've ever met not to doze off at one of my golf stories.
I'm just grateful you don't fish, Tiger.
The Western industrialized nations, with 25% of the world's population, burn 75% of the fossil fuels.
Is that so?
We have to restrict production. We shouldn't go on selling licenses to drill for oil in the North Sea, or the Irish Sea for that matter. Taxation is really the only way to curb the greed of the rich, don't you think?
Yes. That and death. Excuse me.
Rocco!
I know it well. I'm one of those sad souls who wakes up to the shipping forecast. It's uninhabitable.
Someone forgot to tell him. The Royal Navy took this chap, O'Neill, into custody and are en route to Scotland, where he'll be delivered to the sheriffs and charged. Rocco falls into their jurisdiction.
Why did he strap himself to the rock?
To get publicity, I expect. Some sort of environmentalist is my guess. The EU Global Warming Conference is in Dublin, so it's a fair bet.
What kind of environmentalist paints an Irish tricolour on a rock?
An Irish one?
Exactly, an Irish one. Now, there've only ever been two territorial disputes between Britain and Ireland, Northern Ireland and Rockall. This isn't about the environment, this is about who owns Rockall. In the light of Flaherty's rapid departure from lunch, I may have to defend the Navy's overreaction.
Well, they had to defend British claims to the rock and the water around it. The fishing, the mineral rights.
Yes. I don't want a maverick nationalist to disrupt the progress we've made in the north. I mean, this isn't the Falklands, for God's sake. Make sure John's up to date about this. Where is he? Is he in his office?
No, he's flying the flag at the Global Warming Conference.
Ah.
How much time do we have?
Enough. They can save the world without us.
What did you tell your boss?
I had to get something.
I think I could help you with that.
Harriet, we're extremely disappointed in the actions the British have taken. An Irish man on an Irish island.
Not an Irish island, Kevin. It's British.
No, it is not. We've never recognised your claims to Rockall.
Our government's position has never changed. We have consistently maintained that it is part of the United Kingdom.
Oh, believe me, I'm familiar with your claims. We just think they're a load of rubbish.
Kevin, you and I aren't going to solve this problem here. It's the subject of United Nations arbitration.
Which the British refuse to respect as binding. You know, I never expected these new Labour boys to be so pig-headed. With the last lot, well, we'd grown accustomed to this sort of behaviour.
If you don't mind me saying so, Minister, insulting the government is possibly not the best way forward.
And do you think, Ambassador, that using the British Navy to arrest an Irishman on an island whose ownership is disputed at best, do you think that's a sound way forward?
I don't know all the circumstances surrounding the incident, so I wouldn't want to pass comment until I did.
Unlike me, is that what you're trying to say?
I wouldn't presume to judge your response.
Would it not have been a wise thing to have warned Mr. O'Neill and sent him on his way? I don't know, dropped him in Donegal with his train fare.
If he has committed a crime in Britain, then he must face the British justice system.
Rockall is not British, it's Irish.
Oh dear, I fear we're going round in circles.
Okay, well, let's put aside for the moment that Rockall is Irish and pretend, why don't we, fantasize in our wildest dreams that it might, just might, be British. What's he charged with, huh? Being Irish in Britain.
You've arrested him on a malicious damage charge for painting a rock without planning permission from the council.
I'm as amazed as you are, I can tell you.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill.
Seeing as it's Irish, you know.
That's enough.
Not nearly enough, if you ask me.
I don't.
And I'm not surprised. I'll be heard. You can be sure of that.
The accused is ordered to remove the painting at once.
It'll be long gone by now. Mother Nature's seen to that.
And pay costs of £50.
Dermot O'Neill was a commercial fisherman in Donegal. When we claimed the territorial waters around Rockall and restricted fishing there, he burned his boat, claiming he could no longer make a living. He became a folk hero overnight. He pops up from time to time, agitating for Irish nationalism. Rockall is his pet issue.
And we choose this moment to arrest him.
Well, perhaps he wanted to be arrested. His objective is to force Flaherty to put Rockall onto the public agenda.
Well, by arresting him, we may have done just that.
Well, it's Flaherty's problem, not ours.
Maybe, but Flaherty has a point.
Not much of a one. The island is British. I think you responded the only way you could.
I didn't respond, John. I stonewalled.
You're not going native on me, are you?
Not yet, but it's tempting.
Don't say that too loud. You might end up in South America.
Well, unfortunately, O'Neill does exist, and much as I wish he didn't, he could become a political nuisance. Oh, John, I forgot to ask, how was the conference?
Had its moments.
The press office want to speak to you as soon as possible. They need an official reaction on Rockall.
Well, that shouldn't be difficult policy, right?
Right. I'm off to London tomorrow. Final interview at the FCO for the ambassador's post in Chile. If you felt so inclined, perhaps a word in their ear?
Yes, of course. Good luck, Stephen. You deserve it.
Well, if I can set aside my nerves and put my best foot forward and not waffle on too much, perhaps they will agree.
Oh, I do hope so. I'm desperate to be rid of you.
Thank you, Harriet.
Sam, I'm home! Sam?
Your mother's home. Did you not hear her calling?
I heard her. See?
You're not feeling well?
I'm fine.
No, I don't think you are.
Hello?
Michael? I got you flowers. They're beautiful, thank you.
Oh, this is nice. I didn't expect you to call. I've missed you.
Is everything all right?
Yes, everything is fine, Harriet. Look, I've never been very good at meaningless chit-chat. I want to see you.
Michael, I can't. I've explained.
Look, if I compromised you, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It won't happen again.
It isn't as simple as that.
It is if you want it to be. Come on, meet me Thursday.
Michael.
8 o'clock, my house. I'll cook dinner for us.
Michael, I really can't.
Don't answer now. Take a couple of days to think about it. I'll be waiting. Whether you turn up or not will be your answer. I'm glad you like the flowers. Good night, Harriet.
I'm claiming Rockall for the Irish people. I thought you should.
That's all right. Eamon.
You're off with me. I'm speaking to the ambassador. My name's David O'Neill. How do you do?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm busy.
I can see that.
I'm not a nutty, you know. I'm just trying to make my point.
I can see that too.
Well, aren't you a fine, decent and observant woman?
Thank you.
and being decent. Do you accept our claim?
It was nice meeting you, Mr. O'Neill.
For me as well. You let the British government know then, will you?
Ah, Stephen, good to see you. Chile is well placed to become the engine room of South American economic progress. The free market reforms instituted by Pinochet have meant a very high standard of living in third world terms. Britain needs to have a visible presence there to capitalize on the commercial potential of the country.
Good, Stephen. Yes, I think we can all agree on that. It's a high-profile posting. The retiring ambassador was a very popular figure at the Smartest Country Club. What's your handicap?
Handicap?
Golf, Stephen?
I've never really taken to the game myself.
Oh, wasted opportunity that, all those years in Dublin. Still, I know a lot goes on there. I suspect you were a bit of a culture buff.
Well, it would be nice to think I am, but frankly, I don't really have much time for anything but work.
He's done what?
On RTE this morning, O'Neill announced his candidacy for the Dáil in your constituency.
My constituency? Oh, God, the things that are sent to try us. Well, I look forward to kicking his arse. Put it on an 8-year up.
The Irish government has never had the backbone. They don't want to damage their cozy relationship with the British. Happy to be their whipping boy. Well, I'm not, and most Irish people aren't. So I'm saying if you're not happy, join me now. The Irish government has never made a legal counterclaim to Britain's claim on Rockall. They've only said they don't accept Britain's claim. Mr. Flaherty is obviously a weak man. Weak men don't deserve our trust. Weak men don't
Turn it
deserve
off, the
to
man's
be
obviously
in
mad.
government.
After his announcement, The Independent took an opinion poll in Wicklow.
Oh, those instant polls are useless.
Oh, absolutely, sir.
What was the result?
Oh, you did very well, sir. 44% of the vote.
And O'Neill?
Well, they've been showing video footage of him all day, chaining himself to Rockall. A video he shot himself, very poor quality, but nearly everybody's seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Do you want to?
No. How did he do?
The election is a long way off, sir.
Minister, the British ambassadors just issued a statement asserting their long-standing sovereignty over Rockall.
That's very good of them. What are France for? So how did he do?
39%.
Do you want a drink?
Yeah, good. That'd be great. Yeah, thanks.
Captain of the Mary Elizabeth, stand by to be boarded. This is a restricted area. You are fishing British territorial waters.
Who's the captain?
I'm the captain.
I'm arresting you for incursion into and fishing British territorial waters under the Island of Rockall Act 1972.
And I'm arresting you for piracy. And I don't know what that comes along. Line him up, lads. Right, you hear the man.
HMS Hibernia followed the Mary Elizabeth to the 12-mile limit off Donegal. The Irish boat then set a course for Dunglow, where she's registered.
Dunglow? That's where O'Neill's from, isn't it? Is he behind this?
Inspired it, not behind it.
The men's safety?
Well, it wasn't a premeditated act. I'd say they weren't in any immediate danger, but no one's got a crystal ball.
Gardy?
Alerted and watching the coast.
Sorry I'm late. My flight was delayed.
How did it go?
I don't play golf.
Right. The FCO says that we are not to make any comments and not even to acknowledge that the incident took place. Understood? Catherine, I want you to organise a driver and a security detail and be ready to go to Dunglow.
Yes, Ambassador.
The Irish people have entrusted you to enforce the law. That's all we're asking you to do.
We have been falsely imprisoned. I want these men arrested.
Charge these men with the crime they've committed.
What crime?
Piracy.
Well, the Gardaí didn't know what else to do. They're being held in Dunglow, and the Gardaí have been given strict instructions not to speak to the media.
I have my consul standing by, ready to go to Dunglow and collect our men. I want you to intervene and see that they're released.
Can we speak frankly? You've put me in a political bog, you know that. O'Neill has a fair bit of grassroots support over Rockall. Your navy has played right into his hands. It's like a red rag to these lads, and I can't be seen to betray Irish interests now, can I?
You'll intervene.
A little help from your side would make life easier. O'Neill has found himself a very potent issue, and he'll squeeze every last drop out of it.
Mr. O'Neill's political aspirations are your problem, Kevin, not mine.
Well, thank you for being so understanding, Harriet. Look, so long as O'Neill is the darling of Dunglow, he threatens to tie my hands.
You will intervene.
If they committed a crime in Irish waters, I'm afraid they'll have to face the Irish justice system.
Oh, Kevin, don't try to score points. This is too serious. Northern Ireland is our common agenda. Don't let Rockall or anything else detract from that. Intervene.
Pull round the side and wait. Catherine Grieve, British Consul. Gentlemen, if you'd like to come with me. Commander. The back door. Discretion being the better part of valor.
Kevin Flaherty isn't man enough to say plainly that Rockall belongs to us. The water around it belongs to us. The fish in that water belongs to us. Then we will. It's a disgrace that we let Britain decide what's ours and what's not.
Hey, David, it's a reporter from the Times.
O'Neill. That's a lie. No, listen to me, there's nothing in it. It's all a lie.
Correct.
I've been done. Well and truly done.
It seems Mr. O'Neill has been taking money from Transat Oil to provoke a fight. Never about Rockall, not even about fishing, just oil. Allegedly, Transat, an American multinational, was illicitly
and illegally
exploring for oil on the Rockall shelf without a license in disputed waters. It was in Transat's interest to get Ireland to claim those waters so they could apply for a license to drill from Ireland rather than from Britain.
Why would it matter where they get the license from?
Ireland reduced the corporation tax on its oil revenues. They're well below Britain's. So Transat Oil could save tens, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars in tax.
O'Neill was simply a straw man. Clever, really, isn't it? Greed doesn't play quite so well as nationalism.
He must have been getting a substantial kickback.
What's that?
I got this last night. Caledonian Oil has applied for a license in Britain to drill in precisely the same waters.
Well, that's Transat scuppered.
Amazing coincidence, isn't it?
It's a win-win all around. No mention of the Irish fishing boat. Transat and O'Neill exposed.
Is the result all right?
Yes. Yes, it is. How are our naval friends? Safely back in Scotland?
They left Belfast about an hour ago. Any means of confirming the fishing boat incident will have disappeared with them.
Good. Well done, Catherine. Well, that should put a smile on Flaherty's face. Is it true?
Does it matter?
Well, fortune favours the brave, isn't that it, huh?
Morning papers, phone-in shows, they're all picking up on it.
It's nothing less than divine intervention. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll send this chap at the Times a good bottle. What do you think?
Would he take it to be a bribe, sir?
A bribe? Don't be ridiculous. Ah, you're right. It'd be wasted on him anyway. Get the glasses. Well, Mr. O'Neill, you're out of your depth now, my son. Has the corrupt little bastard made any comment?
Oh, yes, sir. He says it's a lie.
Well, he would, wouldn't he? Caught lining his own pocket. And that's the best he could manage, was it? It's a lie.
No, sir.
He'll probably blame the press, threaten to sue. That's what they always do.
He's not done that, sir. He's blamed you.
Me?
He says you planted the story.
Well, that's a lie. A self-serving, bald-faced lie.
Yes, sir.
I'll sue the little...
Yes, sir.
No one believes him, do they?
Anne, how are you? I was just going to give you a call.
Are you responsible for this?
For what?
You used me.
Nah, don't be silly.
That's exactly what I've been. That report was confidential. You found it in my apartment and you leaked it.
Oh, why on earth would I do that?
I trusted you.
Miss McFarlane's leaving. She's not to disturb me again.
There's no fear of that, you bastard!
We intended to pick a fight. We shouldn't be surprised we've got one. We can fight as dirty as the next man. They're trying to make this about me. We've got to keep this about Rocco. Flaherty's a clever bugger. Whatever our next move is, it's got to be one he doesn't expect.
I'm looking for Dermot O'Neill.
You found him.
Can I buy you a drink?
Don't drink with people I don't know. If you're a reporter, you can piss off.
My name's Anne McFarlane. I work for Transat Oil.
And you can't buy me anything, Miss McFarlane. What will people say?
They'd say you missed the chance to find out who lied about you and Transat Oil.
If it wasn't Flaherty, then...
Hi.
Spying on me?
Why, have you got some secrets I should know?
None that I can think of. Do you?
None that you should know.
Oh, very mysterious. What am I to make of that?
A meal?
Was that an invitation to dinner?
I'm fairly certain it was, yeah.
Where is he?
Upstairs.
Sam? You all right? Sam? Talk to me.
I'm fine. I got enough fight. It's no big deal.
Yes, it is. I want you to be brave enough to walk away from a fight.
Yeah, okay, Mum. Thanks.
Let me look at you. Oh, Sam.
You wouldn't understand. What else could I have done?
Look, if you're having a problem with someone, you just tell the headmaster.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, then I will.
I don't think that'd be the best thing to do, Harriet. If you don't mind my saying.
Could I have a word with you, please, Eileen? Don't contradict me in front of Sam.
I'm sorry. I just thought the boy needed someone on his side.
I'm on his side.
Of course you are.
If you have something on your mind, Eileen, tell me.
I don't want to contradict you.
Just tell me.
What he needs right now is a friend, not a lecture. You may even be right, but it makes no sense at all to a young lad who's taken a beating because he's the son of the British ambassador. Even if he could walk away, he wouldn't. Not just because he'd be disgracing himself, but because he'd be disgracing you. Oh, I've said too much and made you cross.
No. No, you haven't.
You've known Harriet a long time, then.
Years, yeah.
You obviously like working with her. And she's obviously loyal. She seems very straightforward.
Yeah, too honest for her own good sometimes.
That may say more about you than her.
It may.
Salad for me, I think.
Rabbit food.
Now let me guess. You're a meat eater.
Preferably on the bone.
Sorry I'm late. Sam needed a friend. Maybe I do too.
Oh, you're not late.
Nightcap?
No thanks.
Breakfast?
You won't pull tonight, John.
Well, that sounds promising. Leaves a lot of other nights.
Do you flirt with everyone so blatantly?
Oh, I haven't started to flirt yet.
This is just your natural charm.
Absolutely.
The full attack must be awesome.
Shall we find out?
Save it for another time. I'm too tired to appreciate it.
Now that sounds like an invitation.
No, it's just a good night. Thank you for a lovely evening. I'll see myself home.
Sometimes I don't think I try enough, and others I try too hard. Sam's no longer a boy, and he's not quite a man. I think he needs a man to talk to.
I'll help if I can.
I know. I know you would. I don't think he'll listen to anyone.
Well, he'll get through it, I'm sure.
Will I?
Yes, I think so.
Were you ever bullied as a child?
When I was 12 at boarding school, there was this kid called Frankie Sheldon. My voice hadn't broken yet.
What did you do?
Well, I suffered in silence for a long time and then summoned up the courage to tell the housemaster. 2 years later, Frank Sheldon was my best friend.
That's a happy ending.
Now, it's difficult to know what to do when you're Sam's age.
I don't know how to get through to him.
Well, if he listened to his mother, he wouldn't be a teenager, would he? You have to go?
I really should.
Do you feel uncomfortable here?
Yes. I miss you.
Then why do you feel uncomfortable?
We both know I can't stay. Not as long as you're paying protection money.
It's not political. They're not terrorists. It's business. I have to pay.
I have to go.
If you're worried about being seen with me, we could always be discreet.
I don't want to be discreet. I want to be with you. And I can't. Not until you stop.
All right. I'll stop.
Excuse me, there hasn't been a message for Nicola, has there?
No.
Nothing at all?
Sorry. Do you want to call him?
I don't want to hear another lame excuse. What kind of a guy does that? Makes a date and then doesn't turn up?
Kind of a guy who's blind?
I guess I just have rotten taste in men.
Maybe your luck will change.
Well, it's his loss, isn't it?
It certainly is. Can I buy you a drink?
You're not going to try and pick me up, are you?
No, I was just going to try and buy you a drink.
You're Scottish.
Yeah. John Stone.
Nicola Keeley. A glass of Chablis, please. He's buying.
Make that a bottle.
I've thought about your requirements. I'm not going to pay. You'll get nothing more out of me.
Well, that's very disappointing. You're a dead man, Michael.
physical nature of Rockall renders a birth, or even a burial, impractical. These may seem remarkably archaic methods.
Take milk with your coffee.
Marking territory or establishing sovereignty, but the practice goes back many hundreds of years and is firmly grounded in common law, law which is internationally recognized, as in the case of foreign burial grounds, which
Obviously
might
not.
further our claim. Of course, this is an ancient dispute. A British wedding or birth on Rockall would reinforce our claim in law and make it unassailable.
A wedding? Well, if a wedding is what it will take, a wedding we'll have to have. Find me a couple that are planning to tie the knot, or I'll be forced to get hitched myself.
Well, there's Michelle, Chalky's lass.
Oui, Michelle. I didn't know she was old enough to have a boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, Peter he's called, and from what I hear, a wedding is long overdue.
Do you think Father Mark will begin?
He gets terrible seasick.
Father Luke?
Father Luke, there were a few jars on him. He's the bravest man done low.
Tyler? I see. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, fine. I've got them with me. Bye.
Any good news? In the papers, Stephen. Papers.
Transat Oil deny any link to O'Neill. They're threatening to issue writs.
That's all they can do. O'Neill must be a desperate man.
Transat's claiming that the account where the money was lodged was fraudulently set up by a third party.
When you're beaten, claim conspiracy?
Mr. Stane, the ambassador would like to see you right away.
All right. See you later, Stephen.
You take him down to the station questioning.
Would you excuse me, gentlemen?
Hi, Catherine. What is it, Harry? What's the matter?
John, I've always trusted you. Always believed I'd get the truth from you.
You can.
Good. We have a problem.
Tell me what it is. I'll sort it.
You've been accused of rape by an Irish girl called Nicola Keeley.
Oh, God. It's not true.
I'm glad to hear it. But the accusation has been made.
You know I didn't do this.
I'm sure you didn't. However, I need to know everything that went on. I don't want any surprises further down the road.
Fine. Okay.
Do you know her?
I met her last night at a restaurant. Had a drink with her.
And she went home with you?
Yes.
Never met her before?
No.
Did you have sex with her?
Yes.
Did she consent?
Of course she came back to my flat, for God's sake.
Did you hurt her?
No, I slept with her last night. I did not rape her.
Do you often pick up strangers?
Occasionally.
With no regard for the security implications?
Well, I thought you would have understood that, considering your relationship with Mr. Cochrane.
That's not worthy of you, John.
I'm sorry. Look, yeah, I know what I'm doing, okay?
Well, either your judgment was very bad or you did rape the girl. All right. After you've helped the Gardaí with their questions, they may decide to charge you. I don't think we can ask for immunity in this case.
I won't need it. I don't want it.
Very well. Catherine will accompany you to the station. Would you wait downstairs for her, please? I don't think he did it.
But it's a he said, she said. How can you be sure?
I've known John for over 20 years. Now, what do we know about Nicola Keeley?
Are all the Brits clumsy like you then?
Just get lost.
Come on, get him.
Leave me alone.
Come on. Get him. Get him. Yeah. Oh, you better write home and tell your mother, or maybe she'll send the SAS.
Look, get lost! I'm not gonna fight you.
Easy English, fella.
You all right? You got guts, you know.
Yeah, getting beat up takes a lot of guts. Did my mum send you to look after me?
No, but she is worried about you. I don't think she realizes how strong you are. You turn the other cheek. Don't rise to the fight. I've got a lot of respect for that. I know a lot of fully grown men who haven't got that much courage. So tell me, Sam, just how brave are you really?
What do you mean?
Well, if that boy's bullying you, he's bullying other kids as well. Are you brave enough to tell the headmaster about it? Your mum can't do it. You're the only one who can. And I know it's really hard.
What would you know?
Well, when I was your age, at boarding school, there was this tough kid. His name was Frankie Sheldon.
I've conveyed your message to London.
Thank you, Stephen. Let's hope they don't overreact.
Oh, even if he's innocent, it's hard to understand how he could be so reckless.
Yes, it is. Stephen, I had a telephone call this morning. I'm very sorry things didn't go the way you hoped.
Thank you.
You okay? Your wife?
Disappointed?
Yes. I know this will be no consolation to you, but I myself regard it as a mixed blessing. I need you here, rather more than you might know. Sam?
Hi.
Everything all right? Good day?
Yeah, it's really good.
Good.
Hiya.
Michael?
I thought I'd pick him up, bring him home.
Sam, could I talk to Michael for a moment?
Yep. Bye, Michael.
See you, Sam. You know, the only thing that's wrong with him, he doesn't support Everton.
Michael, what are you doing?
Right, I thought I'd pick him up and bring him home.
You can't do that.
Well, I just thought we'd have a chat, that's all.
You just can't do it.
Well, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
I'm sorry. I had a difficult day.
So what's wrong?
I'm sorry, I can't talk about it.
Well, I'm sorry you can't tell me. Sam was very brave today. You ought to be proud of him.
What? What happened?
Why don't you talk to him about
Michael?
it? Look, I told you I was going to break links with those people. I did. Now, the only improper relationship I want to carry on is with you. Well, that's, of course, if you're interested. You know where I am if you want to talk.
Mr. O'Neill, are you working for Transit Oil?
Mr. O'Neill, this way.
No, listen to me, will you? My being involved in Transit Oil is a complete lie, perpetrated by the British, consistent with their normal behaviour, business as usual. But let's not dwell on that, fellas. This is a happy day, a day of great celebration. Is that camera on? This is Michelle. Is she a lovely bride? And the lucky bridegroom, Peter. They've decided to be married on Rockall, and you're all invited!
Mr. O'Neill, this way is away, Mr. O'Neill.
It's in both our interests that the Irish authorities compel O'Neill to turn back.
And do you want me to do that while RTE broadcasts the event to the entire Irish nation? I see. How is that in both our interests?
Neither of us wants a confrontation.
And to avoid that confrontation, you want me to bow down to British claims which the Irish don't acknowledge. Now, why don't we show some restraint here? Let O'Neill have his moment, and then we can get down to some serious negotiation about the problem, without the glare of unwanted publicity, huh?
Thank you for your time.
I hope there's no truth to O'Neill's allegations about British dirty tricks.
I can assure you that there isn't.
British meddling in internal Irish affairs won't be tolerated.
I won't flatter that remark with a response, Kevin. Good morning.
Our cameras will be following the progress of the Mary Elizabeth live as she makes her way towards Rockall, and we'll be keeping you updated on any developments.
Flat is just testing our nerve.
Well, if he is, he's doing a good job of it. And there's no way we can intercept O'Neill's boat while RTE are beaming pictures back.
Harriet, can I speak to you alone?
Yes. Stephen, can you send a telegram to the PUS urging restraint?
You saw O'Neill's performance on RTE?
Yes.
I think it's O'Neill who's behind this rape charge.
Why?
That story in the papers? I planted it.
You mean it's not true?
No, it's perfectly true that Transat were looking for oil in the Rockall area. We'd had some rumours. I got hold of a report that confirmed it, and, well, Transat were looking for a licence from the Irish government on the quiet.
Why didn't you tell me?
I was trying to protect you from any action that might need to be taken which could have seemed undiplomatic.
Or illegal? Was O'Neill being paid by Transat?
No.
Less than an hour ago, I assured Flaherty that Britain was not in the business of dirty tricks.
Good.
Good?
Nobody wanted a fight over Rockall now. Ireland and Britain have got far more important issues to resolve. You wanted O'Neill to go away, he went away. I did both you and Flaherty a favour.
You did me no favours.
I was just trying to protect you.
I don't feel protected.
If you knew everything that went on, you couldn't do your job. You cannot lie, Harriet. You can't even live with a half-truth. You have to believe the position you're defending is absolutely virtuous, and that is a liability.
I think you should go.
This conversation never happened.
Unfortunately, it did. Yes, Smith? Catherine, what is it? Now?
Okay, Father. Short the ceremony, you know, and speak quickly if you would, please. Come on, Michelle. Let's figure it out now. Come on. Okay, Peter.
There they are. Get in as close as you can. Hey! Over this way! Smile!
Harriet, tea or coffee? On second thoughts, go for the coffee, for tea is undrinkable.
I hope you didn't drag me out here just to have a cappuccino.
No. No, there's somebody I want you to meet. This is Nicola Keeley. She's an unmarried mother. She has a daughter of 6. Isn't that right, Nicola?
Who are you?
This is her day job. At night, she works for Elite Escorts. What do you do for childcare at night, Nicola?
What's this about?
John Stone.
Never heard of him.
You must have heard of him. You've accused him of rape.
I was never going to go through with it. They just said, make the charge and then drop it later. I have a little girl who deserves more than I can give her on what I make here. Don't you see? What did it matter? Nothing was going to happen. I was going to drop the charge.
Who is they?
Did David O'Neill pay you to accuse him?
No.
Who did? Come on, Nicola. Do yourself a favour. Tell me who paid you.
This way, Michelle, over here! Give us a wave, Mr. O'Neill. Michelle, give us a smile!
Come on!
Michelle!
Keep away!
And for God's sake, they'll have us over!
Come on, lads, stay back, will you?
Mr. O'Neill, over here!
Stay back!
Oh my God!
Mayday, HMS Hibernia. Request assistance.
Clear of the area. Will all media vessels please clear the area? There are people in the water. Please stand clear.
All right, thank you now.
What you did to that woman was inexcusable.
Nicola Keeley?
No, your geologist from Transat Oil, Anne MacFarlane. I went to see her. You used her. You stole her report. Nicola Keeley was her revenge, not O'Neill's. John, your behaviour was disgraceful.
I thought it was necessary.
If you'd bothered to read the last page of the document, you would have found out that it's not commercially viable for Transat or anyone else to extract oil. The water is too deep.
Minister Flaherty is going to make a statement in a quarter of an hour.
Is he? The charges have been dropped.
Thanks, Harriet.
Don't thank me. Thank Catherine.
He wonders if you could be there.
Well, we'd like to thank the British sailors involved in the rescue for their bravery. This is the sort of cooperation in the face of crisis that is a hallmark of our relationship with the United Kingdom.
Was this a deliberate stunt by O'Neill?
I think Mr. O'Neill's behaviour was completely irresponsible. He put lives at risk for what was no better than a publicity stunt. But please, that's not why we're here today. We're here to thank those brave British sailors. And that's where I'd like to leave it. Thank you.
Thank you for what you did for Sam.
That's all right.
Michael, someone told me today that I can't tell a lie. That I can't even live with a half-truth. And they were right. I love you, Michael. And I'm not ashamed to say that. And I don't care who knows it.
A gallon of white paint, a gallon of green paint, and a gallon of orange paint, please.